Please come meet Colonel Wolfgang Samuel until 4:30 today in front of the museum store on the main level. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So that way you sign. See, basically how it evolved from oldest to new. Instead of with time could go evolve. Yet wings by Jesus. Huge.
And it's not sorry that he's obsessed with it. Yeah, I think.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? We have a second special guest with us today, Captain Laura Sargento, pilot of the B-777, the 767, the 757, the 747, the 737, the A319, and the A320 as an international airline pilot for United Airlines. She's here signing her books today and has many stories to share and many books to sign for you today. She's opposite the main welcome desk on the main level of the museum until 4:30 today. Please come meet Captain Laura Savino. Thank you.
Nuclear bomb training.
of the hardware was absolutely corroded, and I tried to replace with what I could find. Some of it was good hardware. We filmed it internally. The board,
but it's also an example of a single airplane that survived the air war.
Because they stayed tethered to the spacecraft, so they wouldn't float away. Because if they floated away, they'd die out there. Okay?
Yeah, a person that's on the beach.
Also, Space Shuttle. Das heißt, was auch bei den Wohnungen. Ja, ich bin mal natürlich. Atom
Will walk away from the real target that American bombers attacked. Finally, this black hole represents a night mission flown by Blackface. In terms of the legacy of this airplane, the Army Air Force installed it at the Fort
Bilal. 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 Arası. Bilal. Bilal. Arası.
fucking weird. Like I said, this is awesome.
Bilal.
Unfortunately, we are closed. These are going to be our last guests for the day. So I'm sorry about that. It's not simple.
Ya Allah.
Guys, surprise! Guys, surprise! Guys, surprise! If I remember that, I would.
There's no room for it down there. And it used to be downtown, and it was getting damaged downtown. So they brought it out here. What I'd like to tell you is this is Curtis Jenny. We got it from the Army.
So you're like, you're. Hello.
But how about that one?
Yeah, so if you look on the front of the suit, you can see we have H for hot is right here and C for cold right here. You'll notice that the numbers here do not refer to temperature, they refer to speed of water. So when the water is at its slowest, it's actually at its hottest. And then as the water goes faster and circulates more, it goes back down to cold. There you go. That's it.
水の流れるスピードで温度をコントロールする。
So they kind of changed it and updated it in later missions. So if you look at like Irwin's suit, Apollo 15 suit over there, that's his real suit over there. It looks going to be a little bit different than here. And the reason being is because you see how that backpack is attached to his back. for this one, after they were done with this mission, so they didn't want to carry that empty weight, so they just left it on the moon, right? So it had to be lightweight enough, right? There's quite a few differences, and if you ask my brother there, he'll tell you all about it. Okay?
Well, thank you much.
Hi guys.
Good.
We're talking about meteorites over here. I'm just bringing out my table. And if you have any questions about anything on my table, feel free to ask. I'd be happy to answer them.
Because you don't have to pay for it, which like register it. Sure.
Mom.
I'm proud of him for that.
Everybody remembers that George show.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm recording it.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay. I just wanted to know, is it the original one which has been used in the past?
No. So
No?
The EMU, which is the style this suit is, they only built 18 of them.
Okay.
So 4 are kept in operational condition at any given time for
Okay.
the space station.
Uh-huh.
Another 4 were destroyed, 2 with Space Challenger, another 2 with Columbia. So they are destroyed, and then the rest are being refurbished or used for training on Earth.
I see.
So all the ones that you'll see in museums of the EMU type,
Uh-huh.
including this one, are replicas.
I
So this
see.
one is a pretty authentic replica, at least on the outside. It uses the authentic materials. However, it is missing most of the internal components.
I see. Could you take like a few minutes to describe what are the important components, like
Sure.
how it works? Thank you.
So we can start from the top, work our way down. Of course, the helmet is very essential to keeping the astronaut safe in space. The iconic feature of the spacesuit is, of course, the visor, which is worn during the daytime to protect them from sunlight. It actually uses a very thin layer of gold to block UV radiation from the sun, as gold is very dense and the radiation cannot penetrate through it. And so that is worn during the daytime. Then at night, they can flip it up, and we have a clear polycarbonate bubble that they will wear during the nighttime, and they have flashlights as well. This hole is just here for display purposes. It would obviously not be there on an actual suit. This just helps with ventilation on the display. Also on the sides here, this is a radio antenna. You'll see another one on the other side. This device here is a valve that can allow them to clear the helmet in case they were to get some contaminants in their helmet. By opening that, it would vacuum it out and then they could replace it. While we're on that, the backpack here is called the PLIS, or Primary Life Support System. It contains 4 oxygen tanks, 2 larger primary ones, 2 reserve ones. The primaries give them about 8 hours worth of air, and the reserves gives them an extra 30 minutes combined for the 2 tanks. There's also a water tank for their drinking and a separate water tank for their heating and cooling system. Also in there are batteries to power.
Okay. I see.
Coming down, we'll see some of the controls on the chest area. This area is known as the hard upper torso. This dial here controls the temperature. This valve here controls the air pressure inside the suit. These three things control the volume and frequency of the radio. These two devices here are used to mount essentially a shelf that will extend out and be used to hold some of their tools when they're repairing in space. Talking about the arms a little bit, you'll see the red stripe. This indicates that this suit would be worn by the mission commander, the highest ranking astronaut on board. Underneath that, you can see me feel here how it's kind of squishy, but then feeling the
Oh,
so here, but you notice at the joints it's much stiffer. That prevents the suit from expanding and allows them to maintain mobility in a vacuum. Lastly, on the arms we have these metal rings here. You can see this one is red, the other one is blue, and they would have corresponding metal rings in their gloves that would match up, and it would just make it a little bit faster for them to put it on. And this is because this whole suit takes about 2.5 hours to put on.
Here there are two color of the metal rings, so why is it? Here is blue and here it is red.
Yeah, so it's red for the right hand, blue for the left hand, and for the gloves they would have corresponding metal rings. So you see red and red, you match it up, just making it a little bit faster for most.
I see.
Then these two D-rings here are used to attach a tether for the astronauts to make sure they don't float away. For the space shuttle and ISS, the shuttle is about 2 feet of Kevlar as a strap, followed by about 100 yards of quarter-inch steel cable. Then working down to the boots here, the boots of the suit you can see are totally flat on the bottom. That is because the suit, unlike say the Apollo suits, was never designed to walk anywhere, so it does not need really traction. It does have a silicone heel to help it walk outside in space on the space station, and it has a metal D-ring kind of thing in the heel, and that allows it to attach to the Canadarm, which is of course the robot arm carried by the space station and space shuttles. That locks them into place a bit like a ski boot binding and moves them around. So the astronauts, when they are working on the space station, are attached either by the robot arm or by the tethers on the D-ring that we're talking about. And so those are the basic features of the EMU space.
Are there any provisions for taking food or water, like how they consume food and water?
In the suits? Or just in space in general?
Yeah, in space, like when they are in space.
So just for the suit, when they're in the suit, they can only drink water. They have a 1.5 liter water tank that they can drink from. When they are just in general in space, they have a limited supply of food, of course. They use military rations or MREs. They're different from what the military uses in recipes. They actually have a lot more variety than what the military have. But they'll eat those, and then when they get resupply trips, they will include special items, candies, treats, and things, as well as fresh produce, which they will use for as long as it'll last, and then they kind of run through this.
I have one last question. Is this the version, this setup, the updated one, or this was the original one that was used?
This one looks about how they did in 1998.
In 1998,
yeah.
So now this will be more.
So the newer ones, I actually have a picture of the faceplate of one. So this one, you can see a lot of the upgrades. Because the base frame is essentially the same, what this picture shows is the new helmet arrangement.
I see.
So you'll have additional lights that are better, TV cameras as well, so that NASA can keep an eye on what they're doing.
See.
So some of those features are add-ons, of course. But the base frames are pretty much identical.
So like when we say it's for the space, so does it include all the outer space, including moon and like it's like this is used for,
so
like when we say space, so like what exactly we refer?
So this suit would be worn in low Earth orbit. It was worn by space shuttle crews and then crews serving the ISS space station. So realistically, it's not going any farther than about 365 miles away from the Earth's surface is when they're used.
365 miles.
Yep.
So it means, is it within the range of moon or?
Yes, so it's much closer. The moon is about 240,000 miles away. So the suits that were worn for the moon missions were called the A7 series. But Yeah,
So
those
that
are a
is
little
different. That
yeah,
is
so this is a
different,
very
yeah.
different suit. Of course, we have the statue there. We actually have the real one that was worn by James Irwin on Apollo 15 in the space tank.
Yes, so this is only for space, you know.
Yeah, this is only in low Earth orbit,
Lower-
kind of on the space station.
lower
spaceship.
orbit, okay.
So it's a different mission.
Okay, thank you, Bryce. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
explained it
Of course, my
nicely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Jesse
Yes,
Sam.
a good one.
That over there is a Mitsubishi, a Messerschmitt 163. That is a little rocket plane. Not a jet plane, it's a rocket plane. That's a rocket engine over there. And this plane can go 600 miles